9 trying to take mine. You wanna make noise, make noise. I'll make a phone call, my niggas coming like the Gotti boys. Bodies being found on Greenleaf with the fucking heads cut off. Motherfucker, I'm Dre, so listen to the play-by-play, day by day. Rolling in my phone with 16 switches. And got sounds for the bitches, clocking all the riches. Got the hollow points for the snitches. So won't you just walk on by, cause I'm too hard to lift. And no, this ain't Aerosmith, it's the mother.
Well, you could... From Macho Man, Randy Savage. What do you have there,
Let me
Mr.
read the sign up there. Hold that end up there. It makes me happy, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Macho Man is the champion, yeah. Wow, take it away. Unbelievable right there. What are you, a head waiter? Huh? Don't unbelievable things happen.
Could be.
Now, here's what it goes. Tito Santana, 1986. Hulk Hogan, 1986. Winning the belts from you is going to be easier than, hold this, taking candy away from a baby. Unbelievable. I could take all the candy and pour it on your head right now. But I ain't gonna. I'm gonna pour it over mine. Because I ain't got no dignity. No, I don't. Not when it comes to winning a World Heavyweight Championship belt. Aren't I something, man? Did you see me out here putting candy on my head?
Macho Man. Macho.
Right there.
Macho Man.
Okay, yeah.
Elizabeth has been a big part of your success.
Yeah.
Certainly, she is a very attractive addition to the World Wrestling Federation. You give her a lot of credit, do you not?
Why shouldn't I put candy on your head right now? But I could take it right behind myself and throw it right on Elizabeth. Or I can take these glasses and smash them against my head.
Don't.
Show the intensity that I want. The World Heavyweight Championship belt. Elizabeth, get out of here right now. Get out of here.
How can you dismiss her like that?
I dismiss her like I'm dismissing Hulk Hogan, yeah. Hulk Hogan, man, understand that the belt will fall in 86. The World Heavyweight Championship belt will fall in 1986.
Now, is that a prediction or is that a promise?
It's a promise, yes it is. And I promise to you, the public out there, that you'll have a champion that you can be proud of. The world's greatest athlete. Ask Tito Santana what he is. He's a stepping stone to the World Heavyweight Championship belt. And I guarantee you, Elizabeth, and anybody out there, don't bet against the Macho Man. Not this year.
Thank you, Randy Savage. Randy Savage certainly has...
We had a whole lot of superstars on this stage here tonight. But I want y'all to know one thing. This is my house. And when I say who's...
Word attack skills and vocabulary too. Cover hits in this edition is all brand new. You're through. I'm interplanetary like Doctor Who. So who?
Fuck your beef, no relief. I step on stage, girls scream like I'm Keith.
What's up, everybody? Ringtime Pro Wrestling is back at it again. Keith and Keshia in the building. Keshia, say hi to the people.
Hey, all right.
We are back. Little hiatus. It was unexpected. So, I feel like I need to explain the hiatus a little bit, just to get y'all caught up and understand what's going on. And I'm kind of purging a little bit of therapy, so hang with me. So, 2 weeks ago, or a week and a half ago, whatever time, we were scheduled to do a show, could not do a show. Real life happened. Had to take my wife to the doctor. We should have gone to the hospital. And, you know, some things are going on in my personal life that just won't let me be as consistent as I would like to be. Keshia's work schedule changed, so we had to alter some of the things and how we were going to do things. I was going to do a solo show this week, and every night I just kind of went to sleep. So here we are. It's Sunday, and we're going to talk wrestling. Now, this show will be a little different. I know most of our shows, the format has been for 9 years, us taking what's happening, breaking it down, going storyline by storyline, show by show, give you the full clips. Today is going to be a little different. One, just because of timing. Two, there's so much fuck shit in the world, we just going to talk news and notes. right?
Right.
Well, also, there's stuff that's like legitimately interesting that I want to touch on too. Like, I just make it all bad. So there's some legitimate stuff that I want to touch on. And I feel like we have to do this show because it's important, right? Like, I don't want to gloss over anything. I don't want anything to be left out. I've had so many thoughts in my head that I'm probably going to mess around and miss something that I thought about and play it out in my head. But this is why I'm glad I'm doing it with Keshia. Because if I did a solo show, I'd just be pissed when I listen back to it. Bouncing the ideas off another person kind of is very helpful. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, let's get with this and let's get started. Right? So, we are about... Ooh, how many days? We're probably a few weeks off of Backlash, right?
Right.
Nothing really eventful. I thought it was a solid pay-per-view. This is what I'll tell you. The Street Profits Viking Raiders brawl backstage was entertaining and interesting, right?
Right. Right.
Like I said, I know the E in WWE stands for entertainment, and I'll give them that. The Randy Orton Edge match. Randy Orton defeats Edge in the greatest wrestling match ever. Keish, it was not the greatest wrestling match ever. That being said,
man, I hated that. What were they thinking even naming it that? Like, are y'all serious?
Wrestling has never been short on hyperbole. That being said, it was a pretty damn good match. Like, it still was compelling. They still held it together. I mean, here's the thing. It did have potential to be the greatest matchup. And the only reason I say that is because you taking two of the top performers of their era and putting them in a match. I mean, that's a recipe. Calling it that might be jinxing it. If they would just said we're going to have a classic wrestling match, who knows? But neither here nor there. That's where we are. So, let's get into the news and notes. Since we've been gone, these things have happened. Sadly, Mr. Wrestling 2 has passed away. He has left us, and he is no longer with us. I did not grow up watching Mr. Wrestling 2, right? I became more aware of him as an adult because the beautiful thing about this internet and the beautiful thing about YouTube and all these other networks that we have is that you can recapture the past, right? Also, never understood why Mr. Wrestling 2 was way more famous than Mr. Wrestling 1. But somebody who grew up on Georgia Championship Wrestling probably can enlighten me on that. But I was a fan, you know, in my rediscovery phase of him. Guy will be missed. But, you know, and I dig just the name Mr. Wrestling, right? He was a masked guy, no profile, just like, yo, I'm coming here to do this work. And people dug it, right? Like, whatever it was, people connected with that guy in that mask. Paul Heyman was removed as executive director of Raw. So, as of right now, Bruce Pritchard, Brother Love, Mr. Podcaster Extraordinaire, will be running both SmackDown and Raw, right? Keith, how long did this Heyman McMahon marriage last longer than you thought it would?
Yeah. Yeah, it did.
Yeah, here's the thing.
I thought it was going to be over, like, after, like, a month or two. Like, I didn't think this was going to last this long, honestly. Just because of the simple fact that they tried this before. And, I mean, of course, that at that point it was longer, but there's a reason why things come to an end. And so for them to try this again, it's like, do you think it was going to have a different outcome? Or, like, what did you think was going to happen? I didn't know.
I was unsure. And the reason I was unsure is because we've been here before, right? So, like, let's say I work for you and you fired me, right? And I know why you fired me.
Right.
Could I not do the thing that got me fired before, right?
Right.
But to your point, both of these guys are still the same dudes, right?
Right.
And at their constitution, they probably are just not two people who would get along, right? And here's the thing. I think I don't know who is more in touch, but I think Paul might have a better idea of the pulse of the people than Vince, right?
Right.
It always said to say because Paul still likes to dabble in pop culture. So Paul keeps a little bit of current event to him, right?
Right.
And I'll tell you one thing I've noticed instantly since Paul left. The push of Cedric Alexander and Ricochet just stopped altogether.
Yeah.
Because we were, that's where we were. Like, we were getting that. Like, so... Oh, I have my thing plugged in. But yeah, we were getting that, and we were seeing more of Apollo Crews, and I think these are guys he was fans of. And Apollo Crews is still in the mix because he's a title carrier. But
Right.
I ain't seen Cedric and Ricochet in a minute.
Nope.
And I'm like, ooh, okay, that's kind of tough. So there's that. But yeah, so Paul, I think, still remain on as a talent, which basically means when Brock shows up, Paul will be there, right? Now, that's another thing, too. Paul probably didn't like being there every week either. Like, I don't think that's where he wants to be in life, like showing up to TV every week to try to do something.
Right.
But with Paul, if you're going to have Paul and you're going to give him creative, you got to give it to him. Like, you just got to stay out the way and let him do his thing. Problem is Vince ain't that. He don't have that mindset, right? Vince is like, I'll let you do it if I approve. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's where that falls apart. Total Bella's renewed for season 6, which is not a surprise.
Like, been on for 6 seasons?
Yeah, that show does well on E, right? Also, I think seasons are a little misleading. Like, I don't think it's been on like 6 years, but I think they probably did the first and second season over the course of like a year or something like that, right?
That's what I'm saying, but if they've done 6 seasons.
Yeah. And they do it alongside Total Divas. So Total Divas goes, and then Total Bellas, and they own Total Divas, but they do their own thing. Here's the thing. It's not a bad show. My wife, Nicole, who doesn't watch wrestling, records Total Bellas. I will watch it sometime because it's kind of like the coming together for us, right? She don't really watch wrestling. I don't really watch the Bellas, but I'll watch some of the show, right? And this last season's story arc was a little interesting because they found out they're pregnant, they're working on the book, you know, stuff. One thing about it, so we know the end results of a lot of it, but to see how it built up to was interesting. But I think the show's a hit. It's going to stay. I'm going to tell you, their reality shows are pretty damn good. And I think it's because the talent is used to living life on camera. So, I like Ms. and Mrs. Total Divas, I felt like it was hit or miss.
Right.
And there were points where I thought that, like, they were being dishonest. And that's because I knew too much of the storylines. I knew too much of the, you know, how it ends. Yeah. So like when Cena took time off in 2013 because that elbow thing that he had, like whatever that was, that fluid that had to get drained or whatever happened, like that big lump on his elbow. Right. Like they played it off like Nikki didn't know he was going to take time off or whatever. And it's like, man, bullshit. Everybody knew he was taking time off after that match. And
right.
That's your man, right? If we saw that big ass shit from TV, I know you saw it sitting next to him. I know he talked to you about it.
Don't play with me.
You probably drove to the doctor when they took a look at it. So it's kind of like, let's not do that. Please don't.
Right. It's terrible. Like, it's just terrible. Like, who wrote this shit?
Right.
Y'all play too much.
So there's that. ROH is planning to return to TV soon. They'll start doing empty arena television shows, and so ROH will get back into the mix. So slowly but surely we're gonna start getting wrestling back. Impact Wrestling is working their way back. So AEW and WWE was the only ones that like consistently produced during the pandemic, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Which is a little nugget I found. They say, this is allegedly, I haven't confirmed it, in the AEW television contract, if they don't produce new content, they'll get canceled.
Oh.
That's the word on the street. Like I said, I haven't verified it. Like I don't got pieces of copy of the contract with TNT to tell you that that's 100%. Or if it's just being interpreted as that. Because sometimes there's some things, language and contracts that are said that don't mean exactly how people portray it, right? They're close, but they're not, you know what I mean?
Yeah, true. I don't think that, but I don't feel like that's why AEW is, producing new content. I feel like them as a company are producing new content because that's what they want to do, They want to keep the fans entertained and want to, I don't feel like, considering who's running, who they have running the company, or whatever, I don't feel like that was pushing them to produce new content. Like, that just sounds really extreme. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, you gonna do this or you're done. Like, yeah. Considering that we're in the middle of a pandemic, it's not. I don't feel like that is something that, even if it wasn't a contract, I don't feel like that's something that people really be like really stick around. Like, okay, yeah, there's a virus going around and everything, but you still need to get out there and wrestle. Like, it's like.
Now, the only thing about them is that they don't, because they're fairly new, they don't have enough content to reach back in the vault, right? So if WWE shuts down production, right, which we're going to get to very shortly. That's the next thing we're going to talk about, I think.
Yeah.
They can like splice together a best of Raw, right, and call it Volume 1, right? And they could do that for like 3 months before anybody, says anything. And they get some guys to tape in interviews or whatever, and they can make it. They can make that happen. I don't think that they have the they don't have the reserve to do that because they just been on for like less than a year, right? Because they started like 2019 towards the end, so it ain't that. So who knows? So there's that. Sarah Logan is leaving wrestling. She was released by WWE in April, one of the April releases, and she will be focused on creating content for Wild and Free TV. Now, I think this is just like her network that she has on the internet. Like, I don't think it's like a TV network. But so she's gonna be hunting and fishing and doing stuff, and making content. Let's see how that goes. I forgot which one of the Viking Raiders she's married to, but
Eric.
Okay.
Yeah. She's married to Eric, and it's interesting because I follow her on Instagram, and I had noticed after her release, like maybe a couple of weeks or so after her release, she really started to because she was already on her Instagram, she was already posting like things from when she hunts and
that
stuff like that. So
that Viking stuff ain't no gimmick for them. Like, they lived it.
Yeah, like, I remember one time she posted something that was like, you know, she started eating more vegetables at one point, and she got like sick, so she went back to eating like meat, like having like a mostly meat diet, and she was fine. And it was, I guess, because that's what she was used to. So like, this is her normal content. So like, after her release, it just started to beef up more, and I noticed that she rarely talked about wrestling. I think she spoke on it like every here and there, but it wasn't as much. And it's funny because she's the second wrestler I know that said they're stepping away from wrestling. Because I know Leo Rush said the same thing. He actually, like, he even sold like most of his wrestling gear, his boots, his tights, all that stuff. Like, he just was just like, yeah, I'm done with wrestling. Like, I'm just gonna focus on my music, and you know, he's just like, I'm just gonna go on with life. So it's interesting to see what wrestlers do when they decide, you know, like, it's one thing to retire, but to be released and then just decide, you know what, I had my run, it was fun, now I'm going to go do something else, especially at their age, because they're young, like, they're young, like, so, you know, they got their whole, they can just, you know, proceed on. You know, it's not like what happened with Paige. Like, this is a totally different story here, but you know, I commend them for it. Like, wrestlers, from what I've seen, wrestlers at times kind of struggle to really place in after they stop wrestling, and a lot of them that end up still in wrestling somehow in some way. So it's interesting to see them move on and to see her move to something else. Right. And you know, from what we could see, this is going to be, she could be complete. She's already successfully doing this on her channel and on her, you know, her social media pages and everything. So, you know, we're gonna end up seeing a lot from Sarah Logan outside of wrestling. Like, it's definitely going to be something for her. So I can honestly say this is going to be big, but not only for her, but for Eric too. What would happen if he got released? I feel like they'll be doing this together, really. So, you know, I'll still be following her on Instagram. I like her content.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good when you like somebody's content, you follow them. WWE and COVID-19.
Yeah. Ooh, shit.
So there has been some pop-ups and springs of positive tests that has forced them to kind of address how they're going to record and how they're going to do stuff. And will stuff not be live? It'll be pre-taped. We're still going to use people in the audience. All this stuff. Keith, this was a dangerous game. Like, I understand why. Yeah. Well, I understood it before, but I really understand why Roman Reigns was like, "Nah, y'all good.
Right.
I'll be back when you got a vaccine." Nope, I'm good. Not with my immune system. Nope, that's okay.
Right. Yeah. Because I mean, the way he explained it at first was, "Oh, my wife just had twins. I wanted to be there for them, this, that, and the third." Roman, you ain't got to do all that. Like, in my mind, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, oh, you ain't got to do all that. Tell the truth. We know what you've been through. We know what's going on. You walked away. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like in my mind, because I said the same thing about a couple of my coworkers and a couple of things. If you had to walk away, it's fine. Because your health comes first.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people want to pretend like this virus doesn't exist. Your health comes first.
Yeah. And while we at it,
no,
wear a damn mask, people. Put on a mask. Right. What the hell's wrong with y'all? Okay, exactly. Go ahead.
No, but this was like, so when he walked away, you know what I'm saying, it was right. Ooh, no, but I'm like, what are you mad about? If your job told you tomorrow that you ain't got to come back, but you can just sit at home and get paid, you ain't gonna sit at home and get paid? Like, what are we talking about here?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you had the opportunity to not have to put yourself in a position to where your health is being compromised every single day, then you would take that opportunity.
Right.
Take it from somebody that has been working since the stay-at-home order started and the quarantines and all that has to physically get out there and go to work. If I had the opportunity to sit at home and still get to, I would. Because my health comes first. Your health comes first. Logan walked away for a reason. And I understand the reason he gave, but we know the real reason he did. And he was right in it. And the shit that's going on now, it proves that point.
Okay, so here's the thing. I don't want to cast too many aspersions. Even though I think Florida is the most weird place on earth, and I think it's time for Bugs Bunny to come through with that saw and go ahead and get that thing up off the United States. I think we passed that point, right? And if you don't believe that, in your Google search, type in Florida man and see what the next words that populate.
Look,
all of them are crazy stories.
I typed in Florida man and King. I forgot what story popped up, but it was one of the most ridiculous ass stories I've ever read in my life. Like, I was like, what the like? Florida man. A Florida man Google search is the most hilariously terrible thing like you can do for yourself. Like, like what kind of shit is in the Florida water? Like, what are we doing?
I don't know.
What kind of air y'all breathing down there? Like, I already been saying, I ain't moving to Florida. I will never.
But
I would never.
They've had a serious spike in cases, right?
Right.
And I want to get some of my facts straight. Because allegedly, and I'm going to have to use, fans, I'm going to use allegedly a lot during this show. Because the things I'm talking about, I don't want anybody to say that I slandered them or somebody tried to sue me. So, allegedly will be used a lot today. Allegedly, 30 talents and staff tested positive. Right? Out of the collective people they tested. Right? Renee Young is the only one that we really have confirmed positive because she confirmed it. Right? Which affects AEW, we'll get to that later. Word on the street is that WWE officials were pissed that she took to the public to notify that she was one of the victims, right? They wanted to let that clear or something. It's crazy. Not really makes sense. But
I'm gonna be quiet. I won't be.
But yeah, they were very adamant that, like, hey, they did not want her to disclose her situation. Problem is that the world knew the situation anyway because there's a little 1+1 that went on. So when John Moxley told the world that, hey, I don't have COVID, but I've been exposed, AEW said, alright, good, don't come to work, get tested. He tested negative, but he's been exposed, so he wants to just to protect his fellow people at AEW. Well, if the WWE has outbreaks and the husband of a WWE employee says they were exposed secondhand, can I do the math? Right? So her coming public, I think, doesn't do anything. Now, their practice for COVID testing, allegedly, is a little off, right? So AEW tests every week. They've been testing talent every week. Kayla Braxton quits Twitter as second positive COVID-19 test incites cyberbullying. What? Like, this is crazy. Forbes, and he writes wrestling, which I don't know how he got that gig, but hey. So this is what we know. She said she's taking a social media break. It's emotionally taxing for a few weeks. So Kayla Braxton, Renee Pierce, who's a producer. Adam, I think he works like Raw for sure, and I think he works SmackDown. I don't know how much he does at NXT, but he's one of the agents and one of the producers. Keshia, you may remember her from our time in Cornelia, Georgia. Adam was the NWA champion when we went up there.
I remember him.
Which we gotta go back to the bar to watch the wrestling again.
Yeah.
Which this time both of us do better for ourselves financially. So we will research some better sleeping accommodations.
You ain't gotta say nothing to me.
Cause I don't know about your room.
That hotel was terrible.
First of all, it was a motel, right? I should have knew something was wrong when my man handed me a handwritten receipt and a real key. I should have knew it was downhill from there. And I don't know about your room, but my room was not that great. Like, when I say not that great, I don't think I had Wi-Fi. I think I had to have an Ethernet cable plugged into the wall. And the internet was still slow. I was hot and cold all night long because apparently the settings in the room are only two settings. There is either hell or Antarctica. That's it.
Right. So,
you can't get nowhere in the middle.
Same way. And I was like, I was mad because the blanket was thin as hell.
Man,
and
I didn't know they still had those blankets.
Had a hole in it. I was like,
I did not know they still had them kind of blankets, like the little, with the little fuzzy at the back. Like,
yeah, I was like, what is this?
Like, we don't, like, I'm sorry. So, I was used to staying at hotels that had comforters, right?
Right.
Now, at that time, once again, both of us do better for ourselves these days. Yeah, so next time, we gotta find us, even if we gotta drive like 20 minutes away from the place, that's fine, right? Because I think we just got we went online, we found like the places that was close, so it's like, oh, this place 5 minutes away, cool, we'll be good. Yeah,
we're not doing that no more.
Yeah, like, we went to go watch wrestling in a bar. We should have not known anything 5 minutes away from a bar. Probably it's not the place to be, right?
Right.
But
oh shit! Look, no, you know what? I was just amazed. I was, cause that hotel was terrible. I was like, like this is where we stay. Right now, yeah. When I got the key.
Yeah,
I think I was floored.
Like,
I was like, this is a real live key right here.
Right now, like yeah. Yeah, no, it's like, oh, we got house keys. Okay. Different. But, you know, we'll try it out, see how this works.
Right. The TV was old as hell. That was one of the oldest TVs I ever seen. I was like, oh my God.
It was one step above, like, get up and go change the channel. It was one step above. Like, these was like the first remotes. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we don't got no numbers. We just got some arrows that'll take you up and down. And you'll figure it out. Right? But, Yeah, so we gotta go back because it was fun, but we gonna go back.
We gonna go back.
We
definitely find a better hotel. Okay.
Like, when it was time to check out, it was like, yo, man, we sleep. Just drop the keys off. Y'all live here? Oh, shit.
I ain't never in my life. Never in my life.
So the room next door was an apartment. And I was just like, all right, cool. Now, that being said, good people probably make
openings at that hotel.
Yeah. But you know what? They might make $300,000 a year and save a bunch of money.
Right.
And when they file their taxes, since they live there, it's like a whole business. I'm sure, man. I don't know. But yeah. Yeah. We got to do better. All right.
All right.
Yeah, it took us down a rabbit hole. So Caleb Braxton is saying, well, so this is what I didn't know, because people be talking about these antibodies and shit. PSA, you can't get COVID more than once. So she done had it twice. She had it back in early March. So that was the positive test in early March that they didn't tell nobody about.
Right.
That fans are disputing this idea, which, how the hell you gonna tell somebody who got it, it tests positive, that like, hey, you can't, man, look. And you know what? If somebody say you can catch it twice, I'll take their word for it. Because you know what I ain't about to do? I ain't about to try to prove you wrong by getting it.
Right.
Or seeing if I can get it. Like, all right, I don't want it once. Let me tell you something. Have you seen the test for the COVID?
Yeah, I have. I don't want to take that shit.
Yeah, I saw, because at first I was like, everybody need to get tested, But I saw the news, them do that test. I was like, hell no. Like, why do they need a stick and a Q-tip that damn long?
Right.
So,
like, no parts of that.
So, this is a tip I can share that, like, my wife wouldn't share. So, my wife got one because she was going to the hospital and yada, right? So, they had to give her one. She was like, it touched your brain.
What?
That's how far it go back. She was like, it touches your brain. Like, it feels like it touches your brain. I was like, I'm good.
I don't want no part of that.
Because here's the thing. I'm going to get hurt. You know how I know I'm going to get hurt? Because I freak out too much, right? So, when they try to, like, look at my mouth, it's hard because, like, my mouth don't open that wide for some reason. So, like, and I noticed that because, like, if I eat, like, the big tall out, that's why I order, like, the triple-decker hamburgers, because I can't even open my mouth that wide. But, like, it hurts, and I'll start to gag or whatever. If I saw that thing, first my mental will make me panic. And then once I start feeling it slide up my nose, you have to have, like, 4 people holding me down. Like, you need to strap me down, because if I can move, I'm messed up, because I be able to snap the stick, and now it's stuck in my nose. And now you gotta try to get that out my nose and try to do the test again. Like, it's just gonna end bad. Let you know now. It's gonna end bad. Like, I freak out on smaller shit. So, I know I'm a freak out when I see that thing. It ain't even gotta be in my nose, coming towards my nose. And then once it get deep enough in, what you doing? Like, you went past the booger threshold. Like, where are you going? And are you pushing stuff back that needs to come out? Like, I got questions. I don't need them kind of problems. So
yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm like, whew, even the test is scary. Like, this is just a test. This ain't having it. Then it's like, man, you gotta have a thing because people can't breathe right, man. It no. And apparently, an unnamed talent in developmental has lashed out on them for their handling of it. They spoke to the, of anonymity. Oh, Jamie Noble has COVID too. They got COVID. At least that's what allegedly, because this is from an unnamed talent. allegedly also had COVID. They said now that it has more talent staff which tested positive, we've been informed by talent relations not to discuss our illness with anyone besides those we may live with or may need to know. Read the anonymous Central Wrestling Inc. We are forbidden to tell anyone, nor can we come out publicly and make any statements. It was stressed that the WWE will take care of any medical treatments should we need them. In the same breath, it was made clear the company will handle the PR, and only those that need to know about our condition would know, as HIPAA laws would prevent them from making our names public. So basically, they're not going to make the names public, and they don't want the people to make themselves public. So that's why they said Renee pissed them off.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Y'all gonna fuck around, lose Renee, and she gonna end up in AEW with her man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because this thing, they'll sign her, right?
Right.
Because I mean, she's a top tier talent, but I think they're not that stupid. I mean, because they were worried about losing her to like ESPN.
Right. Exactly.
Because people like, yo, she's good at this TV stuff. But
I could see them. That's why they won't let her go. Right. WWE knows what they have. They not that close when it comes to her. Like, they ain't that stupid.
Yeah, I mean,
they might be mad, but they ain't gonna do much else.
Yeah, this is all weird. But they said basically what they're doing now is they're gonna take multiple shows a day, right? So right. I might do Raw for like 3 weeks. Like, so I'm just gonna do 9 hours of taping, and that'll give me 3 Raws, right? And then the next day I'll do 6 hours of SmackDowns. That'll give me 3 SmackDowns. Do 3 hours of NXT, and whatever else I can spice up, and then I ain't gotta come back. You know what I mean? For 3 weeks, and I can put y'all. So y'all can go get quarantined and get healthy, and we can try this again. But for what I've heard, their testing schedule was jacked up. And what I mean by that, AEW was testing people like every week and like every other day in some cases, and testing the top talent a lot, making sure that like they was on top of it. Which once again, hey, I wouldn't be too enthusiastic about taking that test multiple times. Either. Right. But they were very diligent about the testing. WWE has not been, apparently. Like, they tested it when they first got there, and then it was like, whatever, right? Knowing that, like, they weren't living in the bubble per se. Someone was traveling back and forth from the places they were. Some people who were living down there still was hanging out, and I mean, it's Florida, right? The place where the cases are going crazy. Like, Florida, I mean, like, was it the other day I saw they had like 9,000 positive cases in one day?
That's insane. Like, the numbers on there are terrible.
Y'all don't care nothing. And then, like, the photos I'm seeing, I'm like, oh, people ain't social distancing. They don't want to wear masks. And people are pissed about the mask, Keish.
Yeah, they are. Like, they are like to the point where they're just like, this is not fair. My life is like, okay, all right.
Did you see the city council meeting?
Mad about these masks.
Yeah, no. Did you see the city council meeting where the lady talked about God go get y'all?
I was like, are you serious? Because of a mask? Like, Keith, ever since the stay-at-home order started and the quarantines and everything, like, ever since this pandemic has really been declared a pandemic, like, people have really showed they're stupid. Like, I mean, it is absolutely ridiculous how much dumb is in this world. Because they really out here like that because people are telling them to wash their hands, wear a mask, and use sanitizer. Like, what were y'all doing before?
See that flag?
I really need to understand. Like, the mask thing is one thing because that's new. But washing your hands, hand sanitizer, what were you doing before?
Yeah, listen to some of this shit, Keish. I will play some of it.
It is appalling that each and every one of you sitting up there as human beings part of the human race, the only race that we have, would suggest to muffle people, to put masks on our face, to keep us from breathing oxygen, to get us to become sickly.
You preach pseudoscience and safety. Does anyone care about preserving the liberty of the people who pay your salaries? Some of you are up there smirking and smiling at public comments to which you do not agree. I have the photos, and they're shameful.
They want to throw God's wonderful breathing system out the door. You're all turning your backs on it. Can you prove that it's good for people to breathe carbon dioxide over and over and over again?
What about PTSD from child abuse?
Okay, so that's a lot of stupid to unpack, right?
I was trying to hold it in, but oh my God.
First of all, you can breathe through the mask, right?
These people are dumb.
Second,
oh my God.
The mask prevents the spread, right? So it doesn't do a lot for me not catching it, but it does a hell of a lot for me not giving it out, right?
Oh my God, these people are dumb. Like, did she really just say, like, muzzle? Did you use the word muzzle? Like, are you serious?
Hey, man, she said you can't be out here messing up God's breathing system. Like,
man, what are you talking about? I swear. I have laughed at every single argument on why they're not to wear these masks. I swear I have. I have laughed at all of them. Every single one. Like, I laughed at the mask, though. But when it came to, like, washing hands, sanitizer, I thoroughly discussed it, honestly. I was like, y'all really out here really bad because people telling you to wash your hands?
Oh, no. They are totally upset. Like, hey, washing hands apparently is absurd. Like, excuse me, what was y'all doing before?
Right, exactly.
So this is what I learned prior to the pandemic, or after the pandemic. People apparently weren't washing their hands or wiping their butts too good because toilet paper went away quick.
It's just nasty. It's just nasty. Because you know what? I had that question too. Because I was like, why is all the toilet paper wiped off the shelf? I swear, I'm still, because nobody has given me a reasonable answer. I'm still confused about that. Like, why are y'all taking up all the toilet paper? And like, nobody say nothing about this virus being spread without, I don't understand. What is the toilet paper doing?
Only thing I can think of is that they were prepared for lockdown, right? Like, they knew lockdown was coming. And
yeah, but they didn't wipe it. It took a minute for them to wipe the food out like that. Like, the toilet paper went first. What the hell?
I would tell you, the food was pretty much bad too, because March 13th was my last day of like going to the office, right? And on the way home, I stopped at a few stores, and when I say stuff was wiped out, Keish, like all the stuff, like it was like, y'all ain't got no beef, y'all ain't got no chicken. Right. It was to the point that this was my determination. If your product was left on the shelf after this, you should stop making it. It's trash.
Yeah, right.
Nobody eats this.
Nobody eats that shit. Because I was looking for stuff, like, I ain't going to eat the most stuff. Like, I was going to, I said, now, I know people eat chicken and pork. Where is the ground turkey? Like, what are we doing here?
No, man. Which, Jason, I'd have made me a few turkey burgers since this thing got started. And shoot, man, they was damn good. I'm telling you, I learned to appreciate a good turkey burger.
I couldn't find chicken sausage. I couldn't find turkey burgers. I couldn't find ground turkey. Like, I was looking enough to eat one roll of ground turkey. Because I was going to eat that instead of ground turkey. Can't find the beef, don't turkey. Chicken all gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, are y'all serious? Like, where is the beef? I go to the lunch meal, people get bologna. Who eats bologna? What are you doing? Where's the fight ticket? What is going on here? Like, this is stuff, I swear, like, on one day, all this stuff is in stock. People are barely touching it. It's just gone. Some of this stuff I don't even eat. I was just checking to see this. I saw people with cars with losing by the boat. Now, folks was red. They was but then I can't say I wasn't included because my anxiety is spiked. My anxiety has whole thing started. I have stopped up there. This house. And it got to the point where our sister had to tell me to stop because I was literally buying everything. So it was bad. But just the things that but then I got freaked out because I'm like, but y'all was out here arguing about washing y'all hands. Ew, I don't want to touch none of this stuff. Like now I'm looking at shopping cart handles like, ugh. Like, did y'all sanitize this? I'm gonna wipe it off because I don't want to.
Yeah.
Because now I just feel dirty. Great. Like, I ain't walking around with gloves on, but still, right? Because I know to wash my hands. I don't understand. Like, this is for real though. Like, I swear, this is, I look at it every day and I'm just kind of like, y'all are really dumb out here. I mean, just absolutely fucking dumb. But I digress. We don't get off because I'm telling you.
So, apparently, director Kevin Dunn has allegedly borrowed talent for wearing masks. They said these individuals were required to participate in medical screenings prior to entering the closed set at our training facility and were kept apart from in-ring performers and production personnel. This is a June 16th statement. Attendance was below 20%. People were 6 feet apart. Masks were not required. Then, of course, they say this thing is coming off the tracks pretty quick. So, man, that COVID-19 ain't no joke. He apparently treated it like a joke. And this is where I don't believe their Black Lives Matter thing either, because their mask stance is in line with 45s, right? Who happens to be a close personal friend of Vince, and I think they share similar ideals, and they are out here like, man, fuck the mask, and y'all need masks. Y'all need masks. I don't understand how we got to the point. Look, we all need masks. I just ordered some today. I got 50 coming to the crib, like the disposable ones.
There's 20 disposable ones in my glove compartment.
Yeah, I got the ones you gave me. I had the ones we had prior to. I got some N95s, and I ordered some that ain't even really like the mask, but I ordered them at the beginning. So I got like the hoodie ski mask kind of joint where like I put it over my head and then it cover my face and then all you can see is my eyes. Like I got that joint.
I bought 20 for the house. Well, I bought 20 to put in the glove compartment for when we go to the store and stuff. The job just gave me 3 of the reuse. Like the ones I bought a couple from Publix. I bought one for Mariah, one for Jessica. I have 2 because I go to work the most. I leave the house the most. And then I got 3 more from the job. Not like the ones I gave you, but like they're the cloth ones.
Right.
With the airport logo on them and stuff. Yeah, like they gave us a whole bottle of hand sanitizer and some alcohol wipes. Like, I don't play these things. In the laundry room, I have created a whole section of disinfectant spray, antibacterial soap, sanitizer, disinfectant wipes. I'm not going to play these games with these people. I don't have time for this shit. I carry a disinfectant spray with me when I go to work, and I spray down everything, and I have sanitizer in the car and disinfectant spray in the car. I don't have time for this. Y'all ain't finna give whatever the hell y'all got to me. No, thank you. I don't want a part of that. I just don't. Like, wear a mask, people. wear a mask.
Yeah, so
Right.
your favorite wrestling organization might be a part of the spread, allegedly.
Yeah, they probably are. Because if you ain't requiring people to wear masks, you requiring the problem. I'm going to need you to wear a mask. Put a mask on your face. Ew. Gross. I ain't playing. It's just nasty. Like, what the hell? This virus is real, people. Okay? I get sick of people who just like running around here. Oh, yeah. No. This virus is real. Okay? And people need y'all to get it together.
All right.
Put a mask on. Wash your hands. Wash your ass. Like, let's do that. Like, I don't understand why people just thinking they're washing their hands. No, you need to wash your ass too. Like, you need to go and hit the whole thing. Just, Nah, I had to put that one out there because there's some folks out here thinking that they don't apply to them. No, you need to wash all of it. The hands, the ass, all of it. Get together. Let me not get started with that.
Right.
I'm not going to do it.
So at this point, we're about an hour in. We're gonna do our break, right? And I think we'll take on the heavier parts of the show after the break. And I mean, like, it gets deep, right?
Yeah.
So I want to say that once again, when we speak about things on this show, if we don't preference allegedly, we mean allegedly. And I say that because I don't want to get sued. Allegedly. You know. Allegedly. We're talking allegedly. So, we'll be back shortly.
I guess that brings us to Mr. Jericho. You have the floor for 45 seconds.
It's obvious that I'm surrounded by neophytes in this ring, surrounded by neophytes in this entire arena. But all of you need to quiet down because the true best in the world at everything I do is about to enunciate. You want facts? Here's a fact. There isn't a human being who's been in more Elimination Chamber matches on this planet than me. There isn't a human being that's eliminated more superstars in the chamber than me. The last time I was in a chamber match, I walked out the world heavyweight champion. I mean, seriously, let's be honest here. My list of accomplishments in my career outweighs the list of accomplishments of you 5 wannabes incorporated completely. I am here. All 5 of you are here. And that brings me to you, Punk. Look at me when I'm talking to you, boy. All right, Punk, you might as well give me that world title right now because your master has come to reclaim what is his. Do you understand what I am saying to you right now?
Okay.
But no, it's hard to explain how famous OJ was if you wasn't there. It's a lot of stuff that comes from where we came, like my age group, is a lot of you had to be there, right? So I'll give you an example. In 1998, Dennis Rodman is playing for the Chicago Bulls. They are in the NBA Finals against the Utah Jazz. First of all, how big of a star Dennis Rodman was. He was dating Carmen Electra. Who was Carmen Electra? You had to be around in 1998. Mind you, still looks good from the Jordan doc. He was dating Carmen Electra, who was on Baywatch. You people don't remember Baywatch, but it was like the biggest show on television at one time.
Right.
Alright, so about lifeguards in the sand. It doesn't age well, but at the time it was the shit. Robin's dating her. He is on the World Championship basketball team, about to win their third championship. Well, 6 if you count the Jordan years. Robin's about to get his 5th because he won 2 with Detroit. Oh yeah, and he's in the NWO.
Right, yeah. Nah,
right.
I did know.
Rodman misses practice the day before. Like, he misses a practice before one of the finals games. Don't tell nobody where he's going, because he's going to the Palace of Auburn Hills to be on Nitro. Yeah, that actually happened.
Oh my God. Like, what? Do you not know what? Oh my God. Woo, people. You know, it's kind of funny because can't nobody make this stuff up. It's like, no, this is real life right here.
If you wasn't around in 98, I don't know if you would really grasp how big of a deal that was, right?
Right.
Like, that's like Draymond Green showing up on Raw or something like that. You know what I mean? The night before a finals game or something. So, yeah. So, it was that. But, yeah, a lot of our generation was you had to be there. OJ was just like, you had to be there, man. Like, I can't really give you the full scope. I put it to you like this. It's the reason why like 17 5-hour documentaries exist on the shit.
Yeah, because this is the longest that I've actually watched. Like, I've seen one before, but it was, of course, it was like maybe a couple of hours, and then that's it. But this has been on for probably about 2 months now, maybe 3.
So Court TV does a good series, OJ 25 years, right?
Right.
ESPN does the OJ Made in America story, and it's 5 parts, about an hour something change each show. Episode 4 is really good. The attorney Carl Douglas will have you crack it up. There's the FX TV series, which is like a 5-part TV series, which was basically ran for about 10 hours with actors. And then there's other documentaries that, because that wasn't a documentary, that was more of a dramatic telling. But then there's like documentaries because the shit was just that big. I'm giving y'all a tune into what me and Keshia talked about during the break. But so after the break here, Tessa Blanchard is done with Impact Wrestling.
It sounds more like they done with her.
Well, yeah, okay, that's the best way to put it. They fired her, right? They fired her. She was still a champ, which a lot of people didn't agree with, but she was still the champ. And he was like, "Yo, you need to send in these tapes. I know we go for COVID. You down in Mexico. Send in these tapes." Saying, hey, you know, like your interviews and your promos, so we can spice them up and get them ready for the show, right? She never did that, and nobody could ever get in touch with her. So she's done with them. Where's her next landing spot? I don't know, because there's some other things that she had to reckon with. Tessa's an interesting case study too, because like, if her racism scandal happened like 3 months later, she would have been done in wrestling anyway, right?
Right.
Like, it came early enough before America was just totally fed up, right? So she got escaped by all that. But the bullying, the backstage stuff, I mean, one of the reasons that's rumored with the WWE that they didn't sign her, this is allegedly, that she wasn't good backstage and caused them too many problems. And the attitude didn't gel well with the other talents. I don't know how true that is, but similar things were said about her at Impact. And so she got fired from Impact people, right? Like, people like, oh, well, she can come to the WWE. Like, nah, man, I don't know if they fucking with her like that. And if you got fired from Impact, it's like you got fired from Denny's. They're not going to let you work at Ruth Chris after you got fired from Denny's.
Right.
Right. You got publicly fired from Denny's. They like, nah, you're not going to cook these expensive steaks and burn them. Right?
Right.
So, there's that. And you just got to be smart to understand. Will she come to AEW? I guess that's a possibility, and maybe. Right. Since her dad is there, he can bridge a relationship, right? So right. if you use her dad as the initial mouthpiece, Tully Blanchard, and Uncle Arn is over there, so maybe he could talk to some people, right? So you got people in your corner that those guys respect. Then, if you can relate to Cody as a second generation superstar, you might have something, right? But then even with that, what do we want?
Yeah.
Right? Because I don't know what the next step is for her. And I don't know, like I said, some of the stuff is rumor, but I don't know how substantiated those rumors are or what. And, you know, nobody wants to get in that orbit to get burnt.
Right.
The biggest story, and one of the stories that this show revolves around, is we think The Undertaker is done. So, have you been watching The Last Ride on the WWE Network?
First couple of episodes, but I don't think I've seen the last couple or whatnot. I know I've seen the first two, but I need to catch up on it all.
Chapter 5 is basically where is the last episode, and he basically says this is where he's hanging it up, and this is what he was looking for to hang it up. He wanted to have a good enough match that stood up, so the last memory that he had, the last memory of him, wouldn't be like something jacked up.
Yeah.
So, and people failed him at every turn, right? At every turn.
I know I read that somewhere else before too. I read an article that was written. I forgot who it was written by, but he had, this was before, I guess this was before the episode came out. He had said that he didn't want, he pretty much said what you just said, like he didn't want to end his career just anyway, you know, like he didn't just want to be like, all right, I'm done, and then that's it. He wanted it to end on the best note, and he wanted to have that one last match that would be like, okay, this is it, you know, right. This is where I end my legacy. And I guess with him having that match with AJ Styles, you know, but I personally feel like the way that it was done and the way that everything, you know, it was perfect. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I mean, perfect. Him come the way that the whole match went down, him riding down on the motorcycle, like how do you end it better than that? You know what I'm saying? Like, if it was done in a WrestleMania, like the way we thought that it was over after the Roman Reigns match, I don't think I would have been happy with that. Like, honestly, that just didn't sit right. And I think that's how he felt too. And it's like, with him ending it the way that he did now, way better. You know, especially with it being under the circumstances of where how everything went down. Because, of course, you know, nobody expected this pandemic to happen, but it did. And so they had to change everything. But I felt like it was for the better as opposed to the worse. So, he's going out on the best note, you know, and you know, no one wants to see the end, but we knew that at some point, you know, it was coming. So,
well,
yeah,
I'm happy that it's the end, personally, because the last string of matches were bad up to WrestleMania. And WrestleMania, they gave a great theatrical performance, and I think it honored his legacy. But they had some problems. The Goldberg match wasn't totally his fault because Goldberg almost killed that man.
Yeah.
And no hyperbole here. Like when you see that suplex when they show it on Last Ride, and he just landed straight down on his head, then his neck. Like he said, man, if it would have been a few inches, you know, the other way, I'd have been paralyzed or worse. Like damn. Like Goldberg ain't safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Last Ride was better than I thought. There are a ton of matches I can go and tell you to watch. One that's surprisingly good because his dance partner really stepped up and was good was WrestleMania 23 against Batista for the World Heavyweight title.
Yeah, that match was dope.
Yeah. I mean, his run, so 23, 24, and 25, it's Batista, Shawn Michaels, and Edge. Not in that order, it's Batista, Edge, and Shawn Michaels. Those three matches might be his best three, right? You can make an argument that 24, 25, and 26 might be his best. And I say best, those matches individually, because the dance partners held up their end of the bargain. So, yeah. Undertaker is the greatest character that's probably ever been created because characters usually don't last this long in the business.
Nah, they don't. But
you know, they usually go to something else or they change the name to another gimmick or whatever. But he's held that gimmick and he's tweaked it a few times, but he's definitely rode it forever.
Right.
His WrestleMania records will never be caught. Even like with the 2 losses. First of all, he shouldn't have any. But with 2 losses, right? I think it's like 24-2 or 25-2, maybe even 26-2. Keshia, most people ain't going to appear in 20 WrestleManias.
They're not. But he's done, what, 20, 27? Like, shit. Like, I don't think there's going to be another... I don't think there's going to be another wrestler that's going to even come close to that record.
No. Like honestly. I said, I don't think Triple H has like 20 appearances. Just even the appearances. Right. And then you'd have to go undefeated. Like, it's just too much, right?
Yeah. That honestly... And I remember him talking about it when he was at, like, I don't know, like 16 or 17. Like, he was like, I never planned to have a streak. Like, I never planned it to be a thing. You know, it just happened like that. And I think that's incredible. You know what I'm saying? That, because you know, it's funny to me because, as we all know, like, the matches are the ending of the matches are predetermined. So, for him to have gone, what was it, 21 WrestleManias and never losing a match, like, there's never going to be anybody that's going to even get close to that. Like, it is not going to happen. It's not. Like, if they even wanted to even try, they would have to start, like, right now.
Right.
And so many records have been already broken and tarnished and everything. Like, it's just not going to happen. So, that he holds a legacy that is going to be unmatched.
Right.
Like, no one is ever going to get even nowhere close to where he was when it comes to that. Just period. His character, his WrestleMania record, his matches, his legendary moments. Like, Undertaker's career was just, like, extraordinary. It was a whole nother level. And, you know, you can argue about the titles and all that kind of stuff, but I mean, seriously, like, that man has a whole nother Hall of Fame legacy. Like, it's just, he wrote himself into the Hall of Fame like 15 years ago. So there's really no argument. Like, it's just not. He's one of my favorite wrestlers. Like, seriously. Like, I think I have dove into so much Undertaker stuff, it's ridiculous. I just can't imagine, like, what he's going to do next. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, it's just, it's I really want to see, you know? But we already know, like, that he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. He's going to go on to do, you know, whatever, but man, it's the Undertaker. Like, there's just no one. And it's funny because the stories that I hear of him in, like, the locker room and stuff, it's like, I've never heard of anything negative. Like, he doesn't even have, like, negative locker room stories. Like, I've heard things not, like, super negative. Like, you know, and if anything, people be like, well, you know, the other person deserved it. Like, it was never just like, yeah, he shouldn't have did that shit. Like, it was just like, nah, like, he's the Undertaker. Like, nobody even, I don't know, man. It's just so much that can be said about that. It's ridiculous. Yeah. And I'm only 33, so, like, I'm only 33, so, like, I have seen, like, a good bit of his career, but not, like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to go back and research, like, where he was at before WWE, you know, like.
Oh, yeah. So, I go back with me and Mark Callis, one half of the Skyscrapers. So, yeah. I mean, like I said, Taker, he's one of those all-time greats that sometimes get left out when you start talking about who's who.
Right.
But if I told you he was the best, it'd be hard to dispute. Right. So that's it for Taker and the star of our show now. So, have you observed the hashtag speaking out?
I have not actually looked through the hashtag. I've seen the tweets that have resulted from the hashtag, and I have learned of the things that have come from the hashtag and the things that were said, you know, and all that. So I've learned a lot.
Right.
Just by that stuff alone. Like, I've read a whole article about it and was completely flabbergasted. Like, I was like, whoa, because it's one thing to, all this stuff is just, I don't even know how to even, like.
I mean, it's wrestling's version of Me Too, right?
Yeah, and it's a lot to take in. To know that you know, to have these allegations put out there like this, it's like, man, because it's not just, you know, oh, they said it, and it's like, okay, we're addressed. Like, the companies have severely address these things. To the point there have been people getting fired and suspended without pay and under investigation, and it's just like, damn, you know, like 2020 is a bitch. Like it is. Like I thought that it was man, but I feel like everybody that spoke out under the speaking out hashtag definitely this hurt, you know, like I feel I'm glad that they said something, you know what I'm saying? And it's just a lot, because some of the things that I read that were said, I was like, bruh, like, are you serious? Like, I read stuff, the things that I read about the people that had, man, I was like, and the thing is, I didn't even go under the hashtag. I'm just reading replies and responses. Like, I'm like, bro, you serious? I don't know how far you want to dive into this, but trust and believe, we can talk about some people, but shit. Like, whew, honey, some of these folks deserve to be fired. Like, this shit just, they done did this, y'all need to be in jail. This is just fucking crazy. Like,
yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Some people may end up in jail after this. It's disturbing. Some people got jokes. I'm going to refrain from some of the jokes and just get down to the nitty gritty. So, notables that have been accused: Jim and Stacey Cornette. You may know Jim Cornette, famed wrestler manager from the 80s, managed the Midnight Express, worked at WWE at Creative for a long time, then helped train guys down at OVW. He helped train that famed class of 2002. That included John Cena, Batista, Brock Lesnar, and who else was in it? And Randy Orton was in that 02 class, right? Shelton Benjamin also can be included in that 02 class. So, a lot going on there, right? Jim hosts a very popular podcast. He may have responded. I'm not going to play his response on my show just because I just don't want to do that, right? I'm not saying I believe them or don't believe them, but this is what the thing says. The couple used Jim's position of power, whether it was because a lot of them has come from OVW and other places, that, hey, if Stacey wanted you, Jimmy could make it happen. And then they would do some weird, like, he watching kind of stuff. So,
Lord, Jim Cornette is just, I'm adding him more and more to my shit list. I swear I am. Like,
well, yeah, here's the thing. I think just his comments about people in general have pushed him out of the mainstream consciousness anyway, right?
Right.
Like, I think the mainstream is kind of like, man, you're a little too old school for me, Mr. Jim Cornette.
Yeah, you doing too damn much. Like, yeah. Like, it's just doing too much, honey. You tripping. Like, what is wrong with you? Okay. We're gonna get off Jim, because I'm done with Jim. I've been done with Jim.
Next big note for that, Joey Ryan. And there's a lot of reaction. Some people are shocked, but here's what the deal is. Joey is accused of sexual assault, and he has more than a few people. Yeah, the dude who wanted everybody to grab his dick is out here, allegedly doing some things.
Shithole already. Yeah. Like I don't know what it is with Joey Ryan, but he is fucking terrible. Like,
yeah. So
anyway,
he has shut down his Twitter account. He deleted the Bar Wrestling Promotion Twitter account. But he has 15 plus allegations. So he kind of, I don't know if he did it, but he did that shit. You know, because 15 people ain't lying. Michael Elgin, who was slated to compete in the Fatal 4-Way for his shot at the world title in Impact. Impact went from suspension to like, yo, this dude don't work here no more.
Yeah, they really did.
I don't know what the parameters for it were, but it was kind of like, all right, you got to wait on this.
Yeah, they was like, you know what, we just gonna cut. We just gonna cut it because we ain't got time for this shit. Like, just bye. Like, that's it. Like, I'm pretty sure they didn't want to deal with it all anyway. So, regardless of if he did it or not, it was just like, you know what, bye. Just go. And I can understand it, you know, because these are.
Yeah.
This is some heavy shit. Like, seriously, this is some heavy shit, and these people are getting suspended. They're getting fired. Like, this is just not. It ain't going well for nobody. It ain't.
No. And I don't know. When I saw the Elgin story, I was like, "Oh, this thing had legs fast."
Have you seen anything on Velveteen Dream?
No. I have seen that he was involved in a car accident. And
no.
Oh no! I did see the him sitting the naked pics to underage girls.
So allegedly he's a pedophile. Like, he was literally soliciting himself, and this is when he was 19. Like, when he was on Tough Enough. Like, he talked to us like, you know, he's a star and whatever, and he was like literally soliciting himself to like underage girls. Yeah. So there's that. From my understanding, he's under investigation. Like, but from articles that I've read, they're like, people are like, his days in WWE and NXT are numbered. And I don't think I've seen anything recently from him at all. So, yeah. There's a lot going on with that.
Yeah. And
Sammy Guevara is suspended without pay because of things he said, comments that he has said had resurfaced from like 2016, and AEW was just like, no, you gotta get the fuck up out of here for right now. Like, they got it all under investigation and stuff like that. But from my understanding, it's more than just things, because what he said was sexually sexually harassing. Yeah. And it was disturbing as fuck. Like, but from my understanding, it's more than just that. Like, he's from what I've read, he has made racist comments in the past, and they have videos of him saying stuff like that, and like saying like sexually explicit things about women. Whew, he a whole handbasket out here. Like, he just.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad.
It's just way more than that. Yeah.
And gentleman Jack Gallagher got released from the WWE for his allegations, and he was wrestling in the UK. They released Ligero from NXT UK because of his allegations. Travis Banks got released, so they're not playing, right?
From my understanding, now he just got moved to SmackDown, but from my understanding, Matt Riddle, had a whole relationship outside of his marriage, and the girl, and there's been a couple of girls that have alleged. I think it's her, or it might be somebody else, but he's been alleged of sexual assault too, and like, I think the girl that's alleged that accusing him of it said like she was in a whole relationship with him, and like they had been together and they was torn. She was torn with him and shit, and his wife just didn't know about it all, and it was just like, whoa. like honestly, these things, of course, you know, I didn't know. I didn't know none of this shit. And I'm like, bruh, like, y'all, like, and, man, like, these dudes, like, it is, all this shit is true. Y'all out here fucking wilding. Like, y'all tripping. Like, what the hell is wrong with people? Like, seriously.
Hey, man. It's a crazy game. Straight enough, Vince McMahon, not on the allegations list.
Right. But then again, he been sued, what, a few times?
Yeah.
That nigga there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he like Trump, he got that non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah, he like, bruh, I'm finna give you this money. We gonna go about our business, because ain't nobody got time for this shit. Whew.
Let me see something. Kurt Angle got accused by Trinisha Biggers, also known as Raka Khan, while they were in TNA. I didn't know that case actually went to trial in 2008 and 2009 and got dismissed.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Nigga. But they don't nobody bring that shit up. Like, nah, y'all need to that man. Like, y'all. I done went as far. I done unfollowed some people. Like, nigga, I can't. Yeah. I'm disassociating myself real fucking quick. This shit is terrible. Like, I'm not gonna. Cause y'all niggas out here wilding. Like, for real. This is. I don't understand. Like. Yeah. In my mind, it's like, I understand the severity of it all, right? And it's like, why would you put yourself in that situation? And I'm not talking from the standpoint of the females. You know, I'm not. Let's get that clear. It's like, what the hell is wrong with y'all? You know, because this ain't just, you know, all this shit didn't just come out of nowhere. You know, in my mind, it's like, y'all didn't just, this shit just didn't just happen. Like, no, like, are y'all serious? Like, y'all really out here? Because when are just, you know, it's a lot of behind the scenes shit we don't see, of course. And it's just normal everyday stuff. But like, this shit here, nah. Like, you can't sweep these things under the rug. Like, it's just not, no. It just don't work like that. When it comes to this subject here, like, this shit is not just gonna go away. It just won't. And the more these kind of things occur, allegedly, you know, whatever, it's going to be put out there. Shit's gonna come to light. You can't just be, you just, what the fuck? Like, seriously. Like, that's just like the end all of it. Are you serious? Like, the shit that I've been reading, I'm like, y'all, the fuck is happening? Like, what is wrong with y'all? I don't know. I'm appalled. Honestly, I'm disgusted. Like, I am disgusted. Like, I'm serious. Like, I don't even know, like, it's bad enough, like, just the you gotta, as a black wrestling fan, you know what I'm saying, you already gotta deal with the racist shit. And, you know, it's like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah.
Can y'all chill?
Yeah.
Can you chill? Can you chill? Like, seriously, can y'all chill? Like, what? Like, being a wrestling fan is a challenge. Like, people don't get it, man. Like, being a wrestling fan is a challenge. Like, being a black woman, being a wrestling fan is a challenge. Like, I love the story, but shit, y'all niggas tripping. Like, come on. Like, I can't, man. I'm glad I got my anxiety together for right now, because I was reading that shit, so I was like, man, I gotta get the fuck out of this. This is too much.
Yeah.
It is way too much.
Yeah, you got Riddle already. I'm trying to. Which they probably just want parcel auction off. But oh, here we go. Riddle, Austin Theory, Velveteen, Darby Allin, Mike Quackenbush, who heads up in Chikara. The Knight family, Paige's family. Yeah, they saying her mom did some dirty stuff in England. Dave Starr, Dave Chris, Sammy Guevara. Oh, let's touch on Sammy Guevara. There was some audio of him saying he was in 2016 saying he gonna rape Sasha Banks. And allegedly, I don't have the full gist of it. Somebody can help me out with that later. But yeah, it was bad, right?
From what I read, he said, when I see Sasha Banks, I want to rape her. And it's like, nigga, what? Like, are you serious? Who says shit like that? Like, why would you even say that out loud? Like, what is wrong with you? I literally, I jumped on Instagram and unfollowed him so damn fast. I was like, I can't. Like, you can't be serious. Like, who says shit like that? What? Man, I just, I'm too blown. Like, this stuff here is disturbing. Like, it is disturbing. Is there anybody else on this list other than everybody you named?
Oh yeah, no, the list is long as shit. Will Ospreay over in Japan. Rob Feinstein, which is not shocking because Rob Feinstein was one of the 3 co-founders of ROH, along with Gabe Sapolsky and somebody else, right? They had a working relationship with TNA, but after what they call the Rob Feinstein incident, they canceled it. He kind of got caught up in one of those To Catch the Predator situations. I don't remember the full scope of it, but I can tell you that's what it was. Yeah, man. But yeah, Paige family, Jimmy Havoc, Trent Seven. Like, this list is long. Dave Lagana, who I think he was one of the first people to get taken out. He's one of the former writers for WWE. He worked for ROH for a long time. He was the executive producer of the NWA show. They said they was done with him. And it's a lot of these guys, people must believe they just did it. Justin Roberts, James Ellsworth. Oh man.
What?
And I don't know if it was harassment as opposed to assault, but I mean he on the list. But all the company, AEW suspended Sammy Guevara. He was traded. If he was lower on the card, he probably would have got fired.
Yeah, he would have.
But yeah, man, it's scary, and I don't think this is over.
No, not either.
Yeah, so people go fall. People's faves go fall.
2020 is just that, man. This thing gonna be in the history books. Well, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's gonna be in the history books of everything, like everything, sports, weather, like news, all that shit.
Yeah, I'm kind of pissed at all y'all folks who was mad at 2019. Like, social media was pumping. 2019 gotta go. I'm ready for 2020. The hell with 2019.
Right.
You always y'all had 2019 back, don't you?
Man, what?
Man, ever since Kobe got killed, this shit just went downhill.
Oh man, 2020 came in and said, "Psych, I lied." Like, 2020 came in, like, oh, y'all thought 2019, man, hold my beer, bro. Hold my beer. Like, 2020 came in with a vengeance. I said, man, who is 2020 mad at? Shit. Like, seriously, what the hell? Like, who pissed 2020 off? Because this shit here, it's too much. Y'all need to get it back. Say I'm sorry, something. Like, I ain't got time.
Right.
It's crazy. I done got to the point now. I'm like, look, when the new year come in, man, just chill out. Just chill out. I ain't throwing no party. I ain't saying Happy New Year. I ain't doing none of that shit. Like, I'm like, look, y'all, we gonna get what we get. Like,
yeah.
Cause this shit, and we only in June. Like, we 3 days away, 3 days away from July. Like, we only halfway through the year.
Keith, when I saw Sahara dust cloud coming over, I'm like, what the hell? I'm like,
I'm like, ain't that on the other side of the ocean?
Yeah.
Like, bruh, this ain't, what? We ain't next door. What is this?
Yeah.
Look, and what happened to the murder hornets? Because they sure disappeared. I said, man, the Raiders is doing too much. They snorting cocaine or something because they all over the place. I was like, man, they can get it together. This ain't gonna work. I said, boy, we only gonna start July. Damn, this year ain't over yet. Yeah, ain't nowhere near over.
No.
Got a whole another 6 months. Like, I said, man, shit.
Yeah.
Right, I'm not. I think I'm just saying, like, I ain't ready. This is a lot. So.
Yeah. You good over there?
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna find my textbook. Y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all what's going on. So, I lost a bag, and in that bag is my textbook for my class this term. And I don't know what the hell I done did with that bag. I looked all over the house. I done even looked in some of Messiah hiding places because you know your nephew like to hide stuff. But it ain't there. Like, it's just gone. So I'm pretty sure I left it in my friend's house. So I checked there next time. But I gotta find it. I ain't buying a copy of that book. I'm just not. Like, I ain't not gonna do it. But I'm gonna find that bag. It's somewhere. I know it is. And when I find that bag, I'm gonna find I have a hoodie with cat ears on the hood. Like, I can't find that either. I'm starting to realize the things that I'm missing right now. And I'm like, why am I missing these things? And where are they? Because they all together in that bag. I'm sick of it. I gotta get together. I'm gonna start writing little post-its for myself. I already got a dry erase board that I write my appointments and stuff on. Like, I forget my head if it wasn't screwed on. I swear I would. But other than that, I'm good. I'm wondering when OJ 25 is gonna be over, because goddamn, this show been on for like 3 months now, and they ain't even got nowhere close to the end yet. I'm like, y'all done went through like 25 weeks. They done been through. I say they done went through like 18 weeks of the trial, I think.
It's a lot to unpack.
Like
it's a lot to unpack.
Yeah, I was like, man, this trial was long as hell. Like, I was like, what? I didn't know this trial was that long. I was 8 years old when that trial happened, so I didn't know that this trial was this deep. I've heard things about it, you know, when I got older, but to actually see it unfold, it's like, whoa. So this is what went down. All right. I see why people was talking about this. 25 years later, people still talking about it. Telling me. But I'm good. You good, Keith?
Yeah, I'm good. And on that note, I think we're going to check out everybody. I appreciate everybody for listening, and we'll be back next week with more wrestling. Peace.
Of course. Bye.
So this is NXT. Now you see, I've always made it a point to compete in the hottest promotions in the world, and everywhere I looked, and everyone who asked told me one thing: Joe, if you want to do what you want to do, if you want to be with the very best and the most hungry and the most vicious, violent, and excellent pro wrestlers in the world, then you come to NXT. And if tonight is any indication of the competition I can expect, well, rest assured, Joe is happy and Joe is here. So consider this your warning. I am Samoa Joe. I am pro wrestling, and I am now here in NXT.